Every enterprise wants to plug into the future. They want to deploy Copilot, intelligent agents, and automated discovery to streamline operations and unlock new capabilities. But there is a glaring problem with this ambition. Organizations are trying to build this highly intelligent future on top of information they do not understand, cannot control, and frankly, should not trust. This untrusted foundation is known as the unstructured data estate. It is the massive, scattered collection of documents, emails, presentations, images, and chat logs that make up the vast majority of modern enterprise information, and it never stops growing. This data spills across cloud platforms, Microsoft environments, legacy repositories, and countless departmental silos, turning into a fragmented, chaotic maze. Connecting advanced AI applications to an unmanaged, sprawling data estate creates an enormous exposure point. If the underlying data is a mess, the intelligence built on top of it becomes a massive liability. To understand the scale of this liability, we have to look at ROT. That stands for redundant data, files that are obsolete, and completely trivial information. In most companies, this outdated, useless information makes up the overwhelming majority of their stored files. When an AI node connects to a raw data network, it immediately starts absorbing the chaos, pulling in erratic, corrupted files. It magnifies disorder. A simple prompt can suddenly resurface expired policies, duplicate records, or sensitive information an employee should never see. Fixing this is a massive logistical hurdle. You cannot realistically pay human beings to manually read and sort hundreds of millions of files, and you certainly cannot afford to send petabytes of junk data through an expensive, top-tier AI model just to figure out what it is. Organizations cannot safely deploy these tools until they insert a protective, intelligent buffer. They need an enterprise intelligence layer sitting directly between their chaotic data and their new applications. That intelligent buffer is the SmartStack's trusted data refinery. It solves the massive scale problem by using the essential intelligence surrounding every file to bypass the need for brute force data processing. This diagram shows a 3D representation of a single document. Instead of opening up a 50-page file and reading every single word to figure out if it is valuable, the refinery looks at the information surrounding the file. It analyzes the glowing wireframe wrapper of metadata that exists around every piece of content. This metadata provides immediate intelligence. It tells us exactly who owns the file, the specific date it was created, who has permissions to access it, and whether identical copies exist elsewhere in the system. By extracting, enriching, and mapping these outer data points, the refinery can establish a complete structural understanding of billions of files, and it achieves this without wasting expensive computing power on trivial content. Analyzing metadata first allows an organization to finally see an opaque, uncontrollable mountain of files as a measurable, manageable business resource. Modern data estates hold petabytes of storage. Shutting down operations to manually migrate all that storage is a non-starter. But with metadata, you instantly illuminate the entire environment in place. The refinery operates on the principle of visibility before disruption. It surveys and maps the entire data estate without actually relocating a single document or interrupting an employee's daily workflow. In this diagram, you can see exactly how selective inspection works. The basic gray points are raw data entering the system. The metadata filter identifies and holds back the 90% that is useless ROT. Only the remaining 10%, the highly valuable business information, drops down into the deep AI analysis engine. Instead of spending indiscriminately to process every digital scrap, an organization uses its intelligence to apply expensive computing power only to the files that actually matter. That is how a company achieves AI readiness quickly and at scale. Once the noise is filtered out, the remaining data landscape looks completely different. The unmanaged sprawl is replaced by a clean, categorized environment with clear access controls. This refined collection is known as a trusted data estate. The redundant, obsolete, and trivial junk has been permanently stripped away, leaving only high-quality, verified business information. When you connect a tool like Copilot or an intelligent agent to this purified environment, the results are immediate. Retrieval is accurate, it respects permissions, and it completely ignores the obsolete junk that used to clog up the system. Intelligent applications only deliver reliable, useful outcomes when they are operating against a foundation of trusted, verified information. But the true impact of this highly organized data foundation extends far beyond any single application or Copilot rollout. The intelligence generated by mapping and enriching metadata does not disappear after the initial cleanup. It establishes a permanent, reusable foundation that the entire enterprise can draw from for the future. That same foundation, identifying redundant data, can be used to slash cloud storage costs. The permissions mapping helps lock down sensitive files, ensures privacy compliance, and prepares the infrastructure for software applications that haven't even been invented yet. The absolute smartest way to achieve all the benefits of AI is to first secure the foundational data itself, permanently transforming and expanding liability into a governed, reusable intelligence asset.